I now want to introduce you with the 5 most important roles of ERC-4337, which are the user, the bundler, the entry point, the paymaster, which is an optional entity, as well as the smart contract account. So our user is the originator of the transaction process. They initiate the actions by creating user operations, which are requests that specify what they want to execute on the blockchain, such as transferring funds or interacting with a decentralized application. This user-centric approach allows individuals to initiate transactions without directly involving externally owned accounts, which are limited to basic send and receive actions. Instead, the user can leverage smart contract-based accounts that introduce programmable logic, which adds a layer of flexibility and personalization to the transaction initiation process, making it easier for users to interact with the blockchain applications in ways that align with their preferences and security needs. Our next entity is the bundler, which serves as an aggregator, collecting multiple user operations from different users and bundling them into a single batch for submitting to the blockchain. By combining multiple operations into one transaction, the bundler optimizes transaction efficiency, reducing network load and potentially lowering gas costs for the user. This batching process not only saves on transaction fees, but also contributes to a smoother user experience by minimizing delays associated with individual transactions. The bundler acts as a bridge, consolidating multiple actions and sending them to the blockchain in an efficient and scalable way. It sends it to our entry point, which is our first smart contract in our pipeline. The entry point is a crucial component that functions as a central smart contract for managing and verifying each user operation. It acts as a gatekeeper and checks the validity and authorization of each operation, ensuring that only legitimate actions proceed. These components play a key role in maintaining the integrity and security of the transaction process. The entry point manages 2 loops: the validation loop, which confirms the legitimacy of the operations, and the execution loop, which handles then the execution of the validated operations. By enforcing these checks, the entry point guarantees that every action complies with the predefined security standards, thus safeguarding the network from unauthorized or potentially malicious activities. We then have our optionally paymaster. The paymaster, like I said, is an optional yet powerful role within the ERC-4334 framework. It allows third parties to sponsor transaction fees on behalf of our user, which can be particularly useful for applications aiming to provide a seamlessly fee-free experience. For instance, a dApp could cover transaction fees for a new user to encourage adoption, or a company might subsidize fees as a part of a promotional campaign. This sponsorship model helps remove a significant barrier to entry, making blockchain more accessible to users who may be hesitant about paying fees. The Paymaster is an innovative feature that allows for new business models and enhanced user experience by enabling fee-free interactions. Smart contract accounts are the last part and the most important part and our heart of account abstraction. They represent the user's account by enhanced capabilities, which are enabled by smart contracts. Unlike traditional EOAs, externally owned accounts, which are limited to the simple transactions, the smart contract account can execute complex operations directly, such as multi-signature verification, custom security measurements, and project transaction conditions. For example, users can implement multi-signature requirements where multiple approvals are needed for high-value transactions, add social recovery options, allowing the trust attacks to help recover account access if needed. This advanced account structure is the heart of the flexibility and security improvements introduced by ERC-4337, providing users with a highly customizable and robust framework for managing their digital assets and interact on the blockchain. Each of these roles collaborates to facilitate account abstraction, creating a more accessible, secure, and versatile transaction model on the blockchain. Together, they enable a shift from traditional rigid account structure to a more dynamic and user-focused approach.